You may be thinking you've slipped into an alternate dimension where all we speak is gibberish. Wrong, okay? It's clearly about today's topic, aliens. And to be more succinct, alien abductions. You may be wondering what I said in alien just then. I said, Happy New Year to you and your family. Your second question might be, is it okay to do the alien accent? And yeah, for now, give it 20 years, I might have something to answer for, but at the moment, it's all good. People are always asking me, they're not, but let's just say they are. People are always asking me, do you think aliens exist? And I say, surely it's got to be something, right? And we're not the universe is huge, gigantic, some would say. Some would say astronomical, but that's just silly. And I don't think that's really too much of a question. I mean, are we so narcissistic that we think that we're the only thing that exists in the whole universe? I mean, please. The real question is, have they visited Earth yet? Have there been these abductions that people claim to have been a part of? That's a little more tricky. I'm not sure. Maybe, possible. But I thought, hey, let's go on Wikipedia today and go down another rabbit hole and see, well, is it true? Do we believe these people? These sick freaks that have been probed by aliens? Anyway, enough gallivanting around with my words. Let's gallivant around on the wiki and see, these people have been abducted. Do we believe them? I haven't done it yet. I haven't looked through it. I can't tell you if I do or not. Let's start off at the very first one. It's 1956, Elizabeth Clara, South Africa. Elizabeth Clara was a South African woman who, starting in 1956, publicly claimed to have been contacted by aliens multiple times between 1954 and 1963. First visitation allegedly occurred when she was 7. She's one of the first women to claim a sexual relationship with an extraterrestrial. So you're telling me there are aliens out there, going around, slinging dick. I mean, I thought, an alien species would maybe be evolved, where they would no longer, have the pleasures of sex. They'd just, baby. Do I believe that this actually happened? I'm gonna err on the side of no. I feel like this is one of those things you say to get back at an ex-spouse, Like, I'm doing way better than when I was with you, okay? I'm with Meat Mop now, and the sex with him is astronomical. Literally blows my mind how good Meat Mop is in the sack. So, David, you're a cockhead. I don't want to ever see you again. She promoted an ideal of a better world and beliefs in a cosmic consciousness. In her book, Beyond the Light Barrier, she strove to convey a message of peace, love, understanding, and environmentalism, which she credited to the superior wisdom of an advanced and immaculately utopian Venetian civilization. So you needed aliens to come down from upon high to go, actually, environmentalism, caring for the earth, that's a good thing. Yes, Elizabeth, hello, Meat Morp here, the alien. Environmentalism is actually good, your ways are wrong, and the way I'm going to convince you is with my alien penis. She promoted conspiracy theories of an international cover-up that kept vital information from the public. Like a cover-up of what, just in general, or was there something specific? I'm not saying there's not a cover-up, okay? The government? Who trusts them? But I need some more details, okay? You can't just be like, there's a cover-up! Of what? What are we covering up? And claimed to have been threatened with abduction to press her into revealing details about alien technology. What a tasty bit of irony, she's been hanging around with the aliens and it's the humans that have been threatening her with abduction. Now, if alien sex hasn't convinced you that aliens are real, maybe something from my own backyard can. Frederick Valentish. Frederick Valentish was an Australian pilot who disappeared while on a 125 nautical flight on a Cessna. On the evening of Saturday, the 21st of October 1978, the 20-year-old Valentish informed Melbourne Air Traffic Control that he was being accompanied by an aircraft about 1,000 feet above him and that his engine had begun running roughly, before finally reporting it's not an aircraft. There were belated reports of UFO sighting in Australia on the night of the disappearance. However, the Department of Transport was sceptical that a UFO was behind Valentish's disappearance, and some of their officials speculated Valentish became disorientated and saw his own lights reflected in the water, or lights from the nearby island while flying upside down. Like on a round trip, why fly upside down? I know it's a bit of fun probably, but especially near Tasmania, that's scary enough, okay? Valentish radioed Melbourne Flight Service at 7:06 to report that an unidentified aircraft was following him at 4,500 feet. He was told that there was no traffic at that level. Valentish said that he could see a large unknown aircraft which appeared to be illuminated by 4 bright landing lights. He was unable to confirm its type, but said that it had passed about 1,000 feet overhead and was moving at a high speed. Valentish then reported the aircraft was approaching him from the east and said the other pilot might be purposely toying with him. Valentich said that the aircraft was orbiting above him and it had a shiny metal surface and green light on it. Valentich further reported that he was experiencing engine problems. Asked to identify the aircraft, Valentich radioed, "It's not an aircraft." His transmission was then interrupted by an unidentified noise described as metallic scraping sounds before all contact was lost. Pretty sure the sound that they heard was just a Tasmanian local dragging the bag of Crown Lager empties back home. I mean, it's 10 cents a bottle, it's worth it. It's worth it. Especially when you have 50, you know? That adds up. You know, the story before, it's like alien sex, okay, that's pretty funny. This one, you're like, oh, okay, that's a bit odd, isn't it? I mean, it may not be aliens per se, but it's something that's, you know, unidentifiable. Like, could be anything. Could be like a unknown technology to us that, you know, another country's using or we're using that's been kept, you know, secret from us. That's not unusual. But I mean, you know, you could have just mistaken it for a Tasmanian flying his own plane, you know, 2 heads and all. The next one we'll look at is Betty and Barney Hill. Betty and Barney Hill, do they sound like made-up people? Absolutely, they sound like, you know, cartoon characters, but let's hear them out. Barney and Betty Hill were an American couple and civil rights activists who claimed they were abducted by extraterrestrials in a rural portion of the state of New Hampshire from September 19 to 20, 1961. The incident came to be called the Hill Abduction. Wow, what a creative name. The Hill Abduction. Whoever came up with that. They have 2 cents in the jar, I'll tell you that. I wonder if they were also abducted on a hill, because then, you know, I'll give you some more props, but if it was just on like a flat surface, you know, some type of tundra, I'm not going to give it to you. And the Zeta Reticuli incident, because 2 UFOologists, is that a real profession? Do you get paid to do that? Because 2 UFOologists connected the star map allegedly shown to Betty Hill with the Zeta Reticuli system. Their story was adapted into a best-selling 1966 book, The Interrupted Journey, and NBC's 1975 television film, The UFO Incident. Was this like so far back that there'd only been 1 UFO incident? Is that why it was called The UFO Incident? Because I feel like there's been a few since then. If there'd been more before then that's a terrible name for your show. I'm sorry. I know I'm being nitpicky, and we're talking about aliens, but okay, that's none of my business, the alien thing, alright? Each their own, that I say, each their own. But I'm more in the business of critiquing stupid names, and here I am critiquing yours, the UFO Incident show, the people who made that. I'm off topic, let's get back on board. Most of Betty Hill's notes, tapes and other items have been placed in the permanent collection at the University of New Hampshire, her alma mater. In July 2011, the New Hampshire Division of Historical Resources marked the site of an alleged craft's first approach with a historical marker. Historical marker, you say? Where the alienists at now? People who don't believe in aliens, I call them the alienists. It's a lot of... bit of a mouthful. The alien racists. I feel like that's easy to say. The Hill story was widely publicised in books and movies. Now, because this has sparked my interest, I will read a bit of the UFO encounter, okay? I know you're chomping at the bit, you're like, what happened? What happened? Tell me! What happened? So I'll do it, alright? Just relax, calm down, seriously. I'm getting to it. According to a variety of reports given by the Hills, the alleged UFO sighting happened about 10:30 p.m. September 19, 1961. The Hills were driving back to Portsmouth from a vacation in Niagara Falls. Betty claimed to have observed a bright point of light in the sky that moved from below the moon and the planet Jupiter upward to the west of the moon. While Barney navigated US Route 3, Betty reasoned that she was observing a falling star. Only it moved upwards. Maybe you were driving upside down. Ever think of that, Betty? Because it moved erratically and grew bigger and brighter, Betty urged Barney to stop the car for a closer look, as well as to walk their dog, Delcy? Betty, Barney and Delcy. Sounds like a classic 1960 sitcom if you ask me. Barney stopped at a scenic picnic area just south of Twin Mountain. Betty, looking through binoculars, observed an odd-shaped craft flashing multicolored lights travelling across the face of the moon. Because her sister had several years earlier said she had seen a flying saucer, Betty thought it might be what she was observing. Through binoculars, Barney observed what he reasoned was a commercial airliner travelling towards Vermont on its way to Montreal. Classic broads, always in a tizzy, am I right, Barney? Yeah, fair enough. However, he soon changed his mind, because without looking as if it had turned, the craft rapidly descended in his direction. This observation caused Barney to realise this object that was a plane was not a plane. Great observation, Barney. Thank you for that. It's really ties a bow around this whole thing. Thank you, sir. It's like a plane, but it's not a plane. It's like a plane, but if it was like a circular thing, like a circular plane. Basically, if like a plane was a circle, but it's not a plane. It's like a saucer, like it's flying. It's like a flying plane, but it's a circle. it's like, it kind of looks like a saucer you'd put on the stove, and it's like flying. What would you call that? The Hill said they continued driving on the quiet and isolated road, moving very slowly through Franconia Notch in order to observe the object as it came even closer. At one point, the object passed above the restaurant and the signal tower on top of Cannon Mountain and came out near the Old Man of the Mountain. Cannon Mountain, Old Man Mountain, Twin Mountain, fuck, how many mountains are around this joint? Betty testified that it was at least 1.5 times the length of granite cliff profile, which was 40 feet long, and that it seemed to be rotating. The couple watched as the silent illuminated craft moved radically and bounced back and forth in the night sky. About 1 mile south of the Indian Head, they said the object rapidly descended towards their vehicle, causing Barney to stop in the middle of the highway. The huge silent craft hovered about 80 to 100 feet above the Hill's 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air and filled the entire field of view in the windshield. It reminded Barney of a huge pancake. That's what we should call it, the flying pancake. Looking for names for this thing, and finally, Barney, you came up with one. Thank you, sir. Carrying a pistol in his back pocket, he stepped away from the vehicle and moved closer to the object. You know, I respect that. You know, you see a flying pancake in the sky and you go, you know what? I'm pulling out the strap. Because that pancake should be on my plate or in my belly, okay? Not flying. Using binoculars, Barney claimed to have seen 8 to 11 humanoid figures who were peering out the craft's windows, seeming to look at him. In unison, all but one figure moved to what appeared to be the panel on the rear of the wall of the hallway that encircled the front portion of the craft. The one remaining figure continued to look at Barney and communicated a message telling him, "Stay where you are and keep looking." I'm not gonna lie, that sounds exactly like what a flasher would say. If you ever hear someone in a big closed trench coat say, "Stay where you are and keep looking," turn around and run. Otherwise, you're going to be seeing the one-eyed worm. Barney had a recollection of observing the humanoid forms wearing glossy black uniforms and black caps. Sorry to break it to you, Barney, I don't think they were aliens. I think they were flying Nazis, which probably worse. Barney, fearing being captured by these creatures, ran back to the car terrified. As the hills sped away, they heard a strange beeping sound, and they fell into a daze. When they awoke, they realised they were now just outside of the Concorde. On October 21st, 1961, Barney reported to National Investigations Committee on Aerial Phenomena investigator Walter Webb that the beings were somehow not human. There are two schools of thought. That either happened or that's a really good story. And either way, pretty cool, I say. Now, like I said at the start, do I believe that aliens exist? I mean, there has to be something, right? Something. It's huge. The universe? Quite big. Some would say heaps big. So there's got to be something like a microbe, a little man, I don't know. Anyway, like and subscribe. I hope you like this little Wikipedia rabbit hole that we went down today, and it's good to be back after a few weeks off.
Shifty Drongo. I love Shifty Drongo.